Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some news updates from around the land of smileys for you today, this July 11th, a Thursday. We're going to get started with our first story, and I'll be shifting over to this camera for that one. Now, a Thai MP has proposed legalizing pornography and sex toy industries in order to boost the local economy. That's right, a Move Forward Party MP has announced plans to legalize the pornography and sex toy industries in Thailand by revising the criminal law. The proposed bill, shared on Twitter, aims to amend Section 287, allowing sex content creators to work legally. The bill requires those in the industry to be at least 20 years old and prohibits violent content. Now, the MP argues that the ban violates constitutional rights and that legalization could benefit the economy. Now, reactions on social media have been mixed. Meanwhile, another MFP MP will propose a bill to increase transparency in military spending. Now, the Move Forward Party has been, held out of power. However, that doesn't mean they aren't part of the political structure and able to propose new legislation, very progressive policies, especially for Thailand when we talk about, sex work here in the land of smiles has been, is it allowed? Is it not allowed? A lot of people engage in it anyways. So legalizing it takes it out of a black market situation. And you know what? This is going to translate into dollars. At the end of the day, money talks. Let us know what you think in the comments about the legalization of pornography and sex toys. Yeah, anyways, what do you guys think? Hi, Anil. Teddy bear, sex news, hot. Yeah, I don't know. It's not pure sex work yet, right? So obviously, prostitution will remain illegal under this proposal. However, this is a step. I don't know anything about this, but anytime you try to go to one of the famous sex websites, you're going to get banned here in Thailand, banned or blocked. I mean, they're not going to come after you or anything like that, but you're not going to be able to access that content. Same goes for sex toys, also not allowed here, even though you can still see some of those on sale, on display, allegedly, in certain areas of town. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially because Thailand already has such a strong association unofficially with these industries. So legalizing it, I think, is probably a step in the right direction. Very progressive policy coming from, of course, none other than Move Forward Party. DJ says, in Australia, the sex industry is alive, just has some rules. Yeah, and then Shano says they need insurance for sex work. Agreed. Yeah, Australia famously does have legalized prostitution. I was actually listening to Hack. I don't know if you guys got any Triple J listeners out there, but I listen to Triple J pretty regularly. And they have a great story, a great news show where they dive into weird random things. They were talking about accessibility of sex work to disabled people in Australia. So apparently disabled people using some of their government benefits in order to engage in sex work. I believe the Liberals down there are trying to shut that down, while the Labour Party is trying to keep that accessible for Labour and Green, I believe, want to keep that accessible for people with disabilities. So let me know what you guys think about that too. Or if you guys listen to Triple J. Anybody. Vanilla Man in America says, I've had to work for sex. It was hard. Yeah. Some people, we're all paying for it one way or another, right? Is that what they say? All right. Anyways, let's move on to our next story. So I'm going to get back over here. All right. Now, a British yoga teacher has been stranded in a Bangkok airport due to a torn passport. So, a British yoga teacher, Rosie Viscomi, was stranded at Suvarnabhumi Airport after being barred from her flight home due to a 1-centimeter tear in her passport. The 27-year-old, who had been in Thailand for yoga training and voluntary work, faced visa issues and feared arrest. Now, Indigo Airlines refused her passage, citing the passport tear and the need for a direct flight to London. Viscomi's family set up a fundraising page to cover her expenses, raising £280 of the £1,000 target. She has now secured a new flight and emergency travel documents to return to England. That was yesterday, on July 9th. Yeah, be careful with your passports, everybody. Like, what an annoyance. I think I've been bad about mine in the past, getting it beat up a little bit. However, no tears, fortunately. Looks like it was on her main page, too, so that's going to be an issue. But, yeah, nobody wants to arrive at the gates going through customs and then get shut down at that point. Yeah, anyways, it seems like she'll be okay, but this did make big international news, especially because we have so many people coming in and out, so many more irresponsible travelers, you backpackers, things like that might not be taking such good care of their documentation. So, word of warning to all of you, put that passport in a safe place. All right, DJ talking about the last story. Yes, wife costs a lot, and keep your passport safe, says Shano. QZTube says, listen to Hack and saw the story about the NDIS paying for sex workers. I think it's a complicated issue. I'm inclined to agree. It's one of those things. Is sex a right? Right? Does everybody have right to have access to sex, and or is it a luxury? I think, especially when you're consuming it as sex work and paying for it. So yeah, that raises a very good question, Davian or DJ, or excuse me, QZ, asking that. Yeah, I don't know. I would argue we'd probably have a lot less, violent actor outers and things like that in America if people had more access to, get a little bit of intimacy every once in a while. So my take. Let's see. Yeah, keep your passport. Direct flight. Yes, good idea by the airline. Yep. Elliot asks, would the passport be all right if kept in the pocket of the pants? I think that you'll wear off the outside thing, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters is that information page. Now, I just got a new passport. It's like a plastic hardcover thing, the main page, so it would be impossible to tear now. Knock on wood. Maybe I'd find a way, but no, definitely take care of that, because for many people it's the only form of official documentation they're using when they're traveling. So yeah, be careful. All right, guys, so some political news coming on the way. Now, Thailand has endorsed a new Senate replacing its military appointed members. Thailand's election commission has endorsed 200 new senators, replacing the military-appointed upper house. The new Senate will not vote on the prime minister, but retains power to vet laws and appoint key officials. Analysts suggest this change may challenge the Pheu Thai party's governance. The new Senate marks a gain for Bumjat Thai, a coalition partner seen as aligned with the conservative royalist establishment. The shift reduces the influence of former PM Thaksin Shinawatра's Pheu Thai, which has been dominant in Thai politics. This Senate endorsement could impede Pheu Thai's pledge to revise the military-drafted constitution. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? There's always a push and pull of democracy here in Thailand, especially with the established royalist military powers and the moderate democratic-oriented powers like Pheu Thai and Move Forward Party. So let me know what you think of the new Senate. It apparently is replacing many of the old military-appointed senators with democratically elected ones. But yeah, do you buy it? Let us know what you think in the comments. All right. Anyways, that'll do for that story. Let me pause it back over here. All right. So, yeah, better senators over the military generals, says Shano. I think that is the idea, right? That was kind of the idea of the election last year, where Kun Pita Limjaronrat and his Move Forward Party actually garnered the most votes, which was very much to the surprise of anybody observing politics here in Thailand. So the fact that he was able to get that much support, and then they created this body. This Senate was not a thing before the election in order to sort of keep him out of power. Now it seems like they're trying to orient that a little bit more towards a democratic body, but at the same time, it does seem like most of the gains have gone to the Bumjai Thai party, which was the military-backed party in the first place. Those guys getting about less than 10% of the vote in the general election last year. So how representative of the actual Thai electorate is this? We'll see, but it does feel like a step in the right direction. All right, let's see. OT, get a photocopy or save a pic on your phone. I like having passport card as a backup for the passport, Vanilla Man says. Yeah, that's something I never really looked into, getting that passport card to be your form of identification on the way through. Does that work in going through customs? I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments. All right. Teddy Bear, thank you for the kind words. Reading comments concurrently is a good idea. Yeah, it'll give you something during the live show so I can actually give all you guys who actually show up for the live show a little something, a little more attention, a little more love. Trust me, I do not pay attention to the comments all over the other place wherever we post these things. So you guys are the only ones that I read, and I love spending this time with you every morning. So keep it coming. Let's see. Vanilla Man says it depends on if the senators will listen to the people in their districts, right? I'm not even sure how they are districted, or if they are districted, or if it's just a general numbers game. I got to look up the new structure. Any idea, Tan? You don't know? Okay, all right. Well, I'll look that up and get some more clarity. That's the word I was looking for. More clarity on the actual structure, because it's a new body. This is not something that's got a long-standing tradition in Thai politics. So I'll look it up and let you guys know. All right. Moving on. Let's go on to our next story. So we got some interesting extreme weather news coming in. Now, a minor earthquake has shaken Koh Samui, but no damage reported. So, a 2.0 magnitude earthquake shook Koh Samui at 12:14 a.m. on July 10th, causing residents in Bot Put and surrounding areas to feel the tremors. The quake occurred at a depth of 1 kilometer. Now, residents reported hearing a sound like thunder and feeling the ground shake. Another earthquake with a magnitude of 2.2 was reported in Chiang Mai the previous evening. The Thai Meteorological Department is monitoring the situation closely. No damage or injuries were reported from the Koh Samui tremor, despite the alarm it caused among residents. And that's not the only one, too. Just about a month ago, one hit Koh Phangan as well. So it seems like this is becoming a new thing here. I don't know. One of the things I loved about Thailand was the fact that we don't really have extreme weather events too often, right? We hit our floods, we hit our monsoon season, sure, but earthquakes, that's news to me. And I don't really like that. I've lived in California, so I've felt a tremor here and there, but not something that I'm used to, and it's something that we can't really prepare for. I'm used to Florida, where you can see hurricanes coming from a very long way away. You can prepare. Earthquakes just pop up, and we're still trying to understand their causes and the signs that can lead to what will actually cause a big one. So hopefully we can get a beat on this and sort of understand the phenomenon a little more closely. What do you guys think? Are you afraid? I'm a little spooked myself. All right, hold on one second. Go back on this. All right, cool. So, all right, cool. Good morning, Alpha, by the way. Hope Pita stays healthy. Talking about the politics before, yeah. Yeah, DJ says, I had a card passport in Thailand. Nice. Okay, cool. I don't know. It's good if you need to use it for ID going out to other things, but I think you do still need the actual book to head through customs. So that is more helpful. But, everywhere in Thailand I've been that required ID, they've accepted a picture, like on my phone as well. So do make sure that you have a picture ready and available for that. Dragon traveled underground from Chiang Mai to Koh Samui, says Teddy Bear. Yeah, could be. Good as explanation as any, I say. But, yeah, no good. Like, Thailand is not really near those. Let me look at a tectonic plate map real quick. Tectonic plate map. I don't believe that they are on that Pacific, rim of fire thing going on. Oh, no. Looks like we are. No. We're a little removed from it, so. A little unsettling. Hopefully that is not a new normal for us here in the Land of Smiles. Now, these earthquakes haven't really been too big, right? They've been little quakes, little tremors here and there, but the big ones come in, they surprise. So hopefully we can understand this better, and the global community can come together better and communicate so that we know when more information about when these things actually pop up. All right, the Snipe says, good morning from Terre Haute in Indiana. Did I say that correctly? Terre Haute? I don't know. Good evening. Yeah, so how you get a sunburn in Thailand but doesn't burn you? Fair play, DJ. I don't know. That is one of the problems. Vanilla Man in America says, a passport card is not a substitute for the passport with the visa stamp pages at an immigration point, but if you are out and about, it is ID. So, yeah, anyways, good news over there. QZ Tube says, I'm on the 43rd floor of my condo, not liking hearing about earthquakes. Yeah, agreed, man. I'm pretty high up myself, so that's a terrifying thought. Hopefully I can just, suppress that news story memory and move on with my life. All right, now moving on to our next story. I'm going to be back over here, guys. I'll see you in a second. Now, plastic news. Yuan enforces a no plastic policy in order to protect its coral reefs. So visitors to the island in southern Thailand are prohibited from bringing plastic items or styrofoam boxes to protect the island's coral reefs. This eco-friendly policy ensures the preservation of its natural beauty and vibrant marine life. The island, known for its pristine sands and exceptional diving, provides water in glass bottles with instructions for proper disposal. This initiative stems from the past environmental challenges, including damage from Typhoon Gay and the El Nino phenomenon. The ban on single-use plastics has significantly aided in the recovery and flourishing of the island's coral reefs. Come on, good news. Natural tourism is one of the big draws when it comes to Thailand, particularly the scuba diving and the coral reefs that attract so many people from all around the world. So kudos to the island for initiating such a challenging policy, I would imagine, to enforce, but sticking to their guns, and it's going to be better news for all. Might even provide a model for other islands around Thailand to follow. So let us know what you think in the comments about blocking these, forever waste, these plastic, these styrofoams, so that they aren't causing a big problem to the natural beauty of Thailand. Yes, thank you for posting the survey, guys. I do have a few more stories for you, but I'll just remind you, please do fill out our survey so we can know a little bit more about who's watching us. I know we got a very active comment section today, but we got a lot of lurkers too. So if you do have some time, please do let us know what you're thinking about the show and how we can improve to make a better experience for all of you. All right. Yes, after the show. Right, DJ. Don't wait till after we're done. Now, okay, final story. I always like a fun story for you. So in Thailand, before we move into ASEAN now, where I will get depressing again. But for now, let's head over to snake news. I always love snake news. So a python was found in a company bathroom after, biting an employee. That's right, a 4.5-meter python, jeez, it's huge, was found in the roof of a bathroom at a staff residence in the Chachoengsao company. The snake had previously bitten an employee, requiring nearly 40 stitches. Rescue workers, alerted on July 9th, located and captured the python after breaking through the ceiling. The snake was safely removed and prepared for release back into nature. The employee recounted his early encounter with the python, which struck him in the bathroom last year. This time, he noticed the snake and immediately called for help, ensuring a swift and safe capture. My God, can you imagine the same guy twice? Like, first time you got attacked in the bathroom. Terrifying, shocking experience. You're just there. You think you're alone. All of a sudden, you're wrestling with a 4.5-meter python. The crazy part of the story is that the snake got away after that attack, and it was only this year, after the attack last year, that the employee noticed it was about to happen again. Yeah, I imagine after the first attack, you're going to be on high alert every time you go to where the scene of the crime happened. So 4.5 meters, releasing it back into the wild, I don't know. Sounds like this snake has a vendetta against this poor employee. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this guy safe, or is the snake out to get him? All right, moving on. Hold on. Back into the comments. So yeah. Oh. Snake in. This is the crazy part, right? Like, I feel like everybody's always been afraid of snakes coming up the toilet. That is not what happened here. This snake came down from the ceiling. So 40 stitches, man. That is no joke. And 4.5 meters. What is that, like 15 feet, 16 feet? It's almost a 20-footer. That's just massive. If anybody knows Fishing Garrett on Instagram, one of my favorite accounts, he's this Florida man who goes around picking up invasive Burmese pythons. This is, I think he's been looking for a 20-footer. I think we found him. So, just new phobias. Sorry to traumatize you all. This is traumatizing me at the same time. Don't worry. I'm in that boat with you. But yeah, if you're on a ground floor bathroom in a rural area, I say be a little more wary of your surroundings, because this is a bit of a common story that we hear in Thailand. Not with a snake this size, but certainly happens a little more often than I'd like to report. Okay, so what do we have down here? Vanilla Man in America. Yes, the plastic consumption is crazy. Each Thai 8 bags a day. You know, that's one of my one of our highest viewed stories. It was Jason's idea. But yeah, the plastic consumption. We made fun of that one time, and it just exploded. So it is still a hot topic here in Thailand. And yeah, they have announced plans to try to make all plastic recyclable by the end of this decade. We'll see, man makes plans, God laughs, that kind of thing, especially when it comes to government policy. But at least the rhetoric is heading in the right direction. Text symbol is lurking. All right, come on, lurking, I think is what he said. But yeah, come on, man. Get back in the conversation, Tex. We miss you. Core Blimey says revenge. That was like, this poor guy, double time. And like, if it was anyone else, it might have been another attack. But this guy was prepped and ready. Now, Alpha Bravo says, my eye-opening moment was in a 7-Eleven. The plastic straw was in a case in plastic, and the 7-Eleven girl put the straw in a plastic bag, and the food was in a plastic bag into another. Yeah, that's exactly, that sounds like you're describing the video that I made when I order a couple of drinks. You can check that out on Instagram. I think it's one of our pinned videos at the top, so if you want to have a laugh, please go check it out. All right, so that'll do it for our Thaiger section of the news. We're going to head into our ASEAN Now news section. We still got a few stories for you over here. So unfortunately, I have some tragic stories along with some interesting diplomatic news for you guys. So let's get into it. All right. Now, a confiscated fireworks in the Philippines has exploded and injured 27 people. Now, at least 27 people, including 19 police and government personnel, were injured when confiscated illegal fireworks exploded in Zamboanga, Philippines. The powerful blast damaged houses, hotels, and the Zamboanga International Airport. 2 victims are in serious condition. The explosion occurred during a planned controlled detonation by police explosives experts, but the blast shattered windows up to 3 kilometers away. The fireworks were being moved from a warehouse where a previous explosion killed 5 people. This incident highlights ongoing issues with illegal fireworks, despite government restrictions aimed at curbing the dangerous tradition. Yeah, this is a big thing in Asia, man. Illegal fireworks all over the place. I mean, people love fireworks. It's actually a big thing back in my home country, America. Florida famously does not allow the good stuff, so we would always have to cross the border to Georgia to pick up the really dangerous stuff, and then, a lot of fingers get blown off, that kind of stuff. What's sad about this is that these were already confiscated, right? So these were authorities that were trying to carefully in a controlled way, handle these explosives, but still tragedy has struck. Fortunately, no fatalities, 2 in critical condition. Hopefully, they will recover. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about the state of fireworks celebrations in Southeast Asia, because it seems like we have a lot of stories where these things get out of hand and people get hurt. All right, hold on one second. Moving back up. Cool. So, no more Philippine space program, says the Snipes. Yeah, pretty funny. But, yeah, it seems like we just had one in Thailand like about a month ago at their fireworks celebration. I think it was in Rayong or further north somewhere. But, yeah, the explosives went off and into the crowd, and just scary stuff, everybody just trying to have fun. But it shows that even authorities can get this stuff wrong. Yeah, a lot of people got hurt, so... Sucks. Shano, DJ says, never had problems with the snakes. My problem was with scorpions. Had to remove many from my house while I was there. Well, more creepy crawlies, man. Hey, it's nature. It's going to happen. Alpha Bravo suggests, if a plastic bag would cost 10 or 15 baht, like in Europe, numbers will go down. Yeah. Agreed. That is something they did at 7-Eleven for a while. They were charging for plastic bags, but I think they're just back to giving them out again. So, yeah, no doubt about that. I remember in one of my favorite policies out of Europe was, when you bought a plastic water bottle, you paid €1, right, as a deposit, and every time you brought a plastic water bottle back to any store, it didn't have to be the same store, any store, they would give you €1 back. So every time they get a bottle, it's like just a quick exchange. So I'd love to see something like that. Little 10 baht coins could work for sure. Yeah, Vanilla Man says, I'm so glad that the 4th is over. Are you our dog audience, like traumatized puppies over here? I mean, I like a good I lived in China for a long time where they did not really, ironically, where fireworks come from, they didn't do a whole lot of fireworks shows over there. So I kind of miss it a little bit, but also, yeah, I think I got too much of it growing up on 4th of July too, so I'm a little over it too. All right, John's Journey says, play with it, you get burned. That's for sure. All right, self-harm trigger warning coming up for the next story. Suicide rates have surged in Malaysia, with the Chinese community being hit the hardest. So Malaysia has seen a surge in suicides with over 4,000 cases since 2019. Men are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women, and the Chinese community has been hit hardest, followed by foreigners, Indians, and Malays. Now, self-harm has increased notably from 609 cases in 2019 to over 1,000 annually since 2021. Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi attributes this rise to drastic social and economic changes, including urbanization, economic inequality, and digital innovation. The National Mental Health Crisis Line received over 48,000 calls from October 2022 to June 2023, providing emotional support and interventions. So that's good news. The call centers are alive and well, and people are using those services in order to seek help. And that is something that I would encourage all of you, if you know anybody, if you're seeing somebody acting strange, if they're saying things. One of the key signs to look for, I've heard, is if someone is who is typically depressed or bipolar or moody or something like that, all of a sudden is in a very good mood in social situations, that's also a sign of danger. So, if you see something, say something, and try to just be there for each other, and make sure that support networks are in place to help people that should be in need. Take care of yourselves, people. All right. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna dip straight into this. I'm taking up too much time, so let me go straight into my last story of the day. Which is some political news, diplomatic news, let's say, coming out of Vietnam. Now, the USS Blue Ridge has visited Vietnam's Cam Ranh Bay. So, yes, the flagship of the U.S. 7th Fleet visited Vietnam's Cam Ranh Bay this week, marking a significant step in U.S.-Vietnamese relations. Accompanied by the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Wesh, the ship carried over 1,000 personnel. During the 5-day visit, U.S. naval personnel will engage with Vietnamese officials and military units. The visit follows the establishment of a comprehensive strategic partnership between the two nations last year. Historically, Cam Ranh Bay served as a U.S. naval base before 1972 and a Soviet base until 2002. Now it hosts various international vessels reflecting Vietnam's omnidirectional, diverse foreign policy. Yeah, Vietnam is trying to, they're one of those, we're playing all sides now. So, big beef usually they have with Chinese in terms of South China Sea territorial claims. That probably explains why they're trying to cozy up with the United States and its naval military power. Obviously, U.S. and Vietnam have a long and complicated history when it comes to conflict. However, in my experience, I've been to Vietnam several times now. Doesn't seem like there's any leftover hard feelings. In America, obviously, I think Vietnam War veterans have a lot more beef with how America responded to them than how the Vietnamese do. It's an interesting diplomatic relationship between the U.S. and Vietnam, and it seems like it's only growing with the allowance of these, military vessels to come into their waters and dock and engage diplomatically. I don't know. To me, it's good news, but let me know what you think it means for the geopolitical balance of power in Southeast Asia in the comments.